I have already done one editorial related to the Kaveri waters. Do you remember? In a way, it is a familiar topic, but in spite of that, comprehension point of view, not that easy to understand. Before I go to the editorial analysis, I would like to touch the tone of the editorial. Along with that, what exactly the editorial touches, the broad framework. So you can have a look, you can listen. The tone of the passage is primarily, underline the word primarily. Primarily means what? Basically. Informative and analytical. No personal stand has been taken. Underline the two words informative and analytical. Completely objective. No personal stand has been taken. It provides information about the Kaveri water dispute. As I said, what is it about? The Kaveri water dispute. And two states are involved. What are the two states? One is Karnataka, the other one Tamil Nadu. Based on that, the actions taken by Karnataka and Tamil Nadu and the involvement of three legal bodies. What are the three legal bodies? The various authorities such as the Supreme Court, CWMA and CWRC. What exactly they have said. Additionally, it offers an analysis of the situation, objective analysis of the situation, highlighting the need for a permanent formula. That is the main objective. They have to find a permanent formula for water sharing and emphasizing the importance of domain expertise. Underline the word domain expertise, the words. Domain means what? A particular field. Expertise means a special skill. You can also write the word skill, but you are going to get that word. That is the first word in fact. For water sharing and emphasizing the importance of domain expertise over politics in resolving the dispute. So here what is important, the editorial says, politics not important. What is important? Domain expertise is important, and they have to respect the domain expertise, keep aside politics and find a permanent solution, especially when they don't have enough water. When there is excess water, no problem between the two states. But scanty rainfall, dry spell, drought, then the problem surfaces. And Karnataka says we haven't got enough rainfall, we cannot supply the water. And Tamil Nadu says the farmers depend on those waters. If they don't release the water, we have a major problem. This is the bone of contention. Framework is clear. Let us go to the editorial. How does it start? I have already brought the words in bold. You don't have to underline. All that you have to do, guess the part of speech the moment I read the word, then write the meaning based on whatever I say. Expertise. Noun. Please write noun. A special skill. You can simply write the word skill. You can also write a special skill that goes with a particular profession or a particular field. Expertise over politics. You may not understand, but when you read the editorial, you understand. The editorial says, what is important here, politics or expertise? Expertise. So expertise over politics on the Kaveri water dispute. When you underline the word dispute, already last time also I gave two idioms based on the cause of dispute. Do you remember? What is the first one? One is bone of contention. What is the second one? Apple of discord. These two you have to recollect. But what is the main idea of this editorial? Litigation. When I read an important word that goes with effective English, I take a pause. Then you have to understand, you have to tell the part of speech. Litigation. Write noun. Always write the part of speech, very important. Litigation means the process of taking legal action. The process of taking legal action. Litigate. Litigation noun. Imagine someone files a case against someone else. We also use the word, the person is called a litigant. Have you heard of this word? He is a litigant. He files a case and he creates legal issues, and we say he is a litigant. Another word form. Litigation over water can be avoided. Means what? Legal action over water can be avoided. Underline, can be avoided. I take a pause. I tell you to underline, I take a pause. You have to tell either the part of speech or the grammar aspect. Active voice or passive voice? Please write passive voice. And what is the helping verb here? Can. can be avoided. We can avoid. Something can be avoided only with fixed distress sharing norms. There are two words here, but I haven't underlined. I haven't brought in bold. What is the reason? We have got these words many a time. Underline the word now, distress. Part of speech, noun. What does it mean? A state of anxiety, worry, or sorrow. You have to write three words. Distress means a state of anxiety, worry. And what is the third one? Sorrow. Last time also I said I did a lot of editorials related to COVID-19, and that time quite often they would talk about the plight of migrant workers. That time the migrant workers were in distress. Means what? A state of anxiety, worry, or sorrow. And what is the second word I haven't brought in bold, but you have to underline. Underline the word norms. Norms means what? A standard, a rule. Simply write the word standard. It is a norm. Means what? It is an accepted standard. Is that clear? I'll read the sentence. Litigation over water can be avoided only with fixed distress sharing norms. They have to have some sort of understanding. When it comes to a scanty rainfall or shortfall of rain, and that is a distress situation, during that time they should have a perfect solution, otherwise this keeps on going. But every editorial needs a stimulus to write the editorial. Now it starts with a stimulus. What is the stimulus here? Today you can see, have a look at the handout. On the right you can see I have marked a few sentences. Do you see that? That means each sentence or a few sentences deal with a particular idea. The first sentence is about, based on this problem, Karnataka state approached the Supreme Court. Based on that, what is the stand taken by the Supreme Court? First sentence talks about the stand taken by the Supreme Court. What is the stand taken? Already the lower legal body or expert body gave a judgment, and against that Karnataka state went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court said, we will not involve in this matter, we respect the lower court's decision. About that you have the first sentence. I'll read the first sentence, but a few important words are there. In declining, you should understand my body language. I took a pause. Decline. Please write the part of speech, decline, verb. ing form used as a noun, declining. It can be a noun, it can be an adjective. Decline has two different meanings. We have got many a time. One, decline means refuse. In this context, that is a meaning. Decline means what? Refuse. Another meaning of the word decline, to go down. Usually it goes with numbers, qualities, standards. The typical combination, declining standards, declining numbers. Initially 300, then the number comes down to 200. Then what do we say? Declining numbers. Initially very good standards, now the standards have come down. What do you say? Declining standards. But in this context, is it the second meaning or the first meaning? In declining to interfere means what? In refusing to interfere with the order of the Kaveri Water Management Authority, CWMA, directing Karnataka to release 5,000 cubic feet of water per second, Q6, to Tamil Nadu until September 27th. What is the order given by CWMA? Karnataka state has to release 5,000 Q6 to Tamil Nadu till which date? Till 27th of September. The Supreme Court has rightly chosen, underline has rightly chosen. Which tense is that? Present perfect active voice. Put the word rightly in brackets, that is an adverb. Has chosen, present perfect. Has rightly chosen to defer. Underline that, already it is in bold, but you got to be careful. Please write the meaning. It has so many meanings. One meaning, first you tell me the part of speech. It is a verb. It's a regular verb. And one meaning, if you refer to the dictionary, the first primary meaning, to postpone. Defer means what? To postpone. But does that meaning go with this context? No, Supreme Court has nothing to do with postponing a case. The second meaning you don't see in many dictionaries, but the second meaning goes with this context. Write the second meaning of the word defer: to respect one's opinion. Whose opinion here? The CWMA's opinion. To respect one's opinion. That is a meaning you have to write. That meaning goes with this context. How does it go? In declining to interfere with the order of the Kaveri Water Management Authority, directing Karnataka to release 5,000 cusecs to Tamil Nadu until September 27th, the Supreme Court has rightly chosen to defer. Means what? To respect to the wisdom of an expert body. What is expert body in this context? CWMA. That is better placed. That is better placed to apportion. That's a new word we have got for the first time. And part of speech, write the meaning. It means to share or to give. To share or to give. In this context, what? Share what? The Kaveri waters. Has chosen to defer to the wisdom of an expert body that is better placed to apportion the available water, distribute or share the available water in a rainfall deficit year. Underline the phrase, in a rainfall deficit year. The whole thing is a phrase. Which type of phrase is it? It begins with a preposition, in a rainfall deficit year. But actually it is a noun phrase. It talks about a particular year. Which year is that? Rainfall deficit year. Is that clear? See, what happens here, is it a short sentence or a lengthy sentence? A lengthy sentence. Whenever you come across a lengthy sentence, first thing you should have some sort of awareness about the context. Second, you have to divide the sentence into different parts and ask yourself a few questions. What is this sentence about? What is the answer? It is about the stand taken by the Supreme Court. What is it? What is the stand regarding what? Regarding the decision of the lower apex body. And what is the stand taken by the Supreme Court? To interfere or not to interfere? To respect or not to respect? To respect. Respect what? What is the decision given by the apex body, lower body, to distribute how many cusecs of water? 5,000. From which state to which state? Karnataka to Tamil Nadu. The sentence talks about the same thing. When you ask a few questions, you get clarity. Shall I go to the next one? Based on that, it provides a backdrop information. Karnataka had approached the apex court. Underline the apex court. In this context, what is apex court? Supreme Court. Supreme Court is apex court. Had approached, which tense is that? Underline, you have to focus on context, grammar, vocabulary. Had approached, past perfect tense. That means it happened in the first action, Karnataka state approached. Second action, the stand taken by the Supreme Court. First action, which tense? Past perfect. Second action, past tense. Karnataka had approached the apex court against the order, contending. Contending again has many meanings. Write one meaning. First you write the word contend. Which part of speech is it? It is a verb. One meaning, to compete. Contender. He is a contender for the title. Write the word from contender. Imagine there is an award or there is a title to be given. A lot of people are eligible candidates. Then what do you say? He is one of the contenders for the title. Means what? He is one of the competitors. Compete. But in this context, does it mean the same? No. It has a different meaning altogether. Write the second meaning of the word contend. To assert one's position. To assert one's position in an argument or dispute. You could also write the word dispute. Here we are talking about a dispute between the states. Assert. Assert means what? Already have given the word assertive. All the youngsters, tomorrow you get the job. At the workplace you have to be assertive. Assertive means what? Be firm in your decision. Your manager tells you to do something against the rules. You are a new person to the organization. He is your boss. you may hesitate, you feel shy to say no to the boss. But there you have to be assertive. Means what? Firm. And you have to say no. To assert one's position in an argument or a dispute. Karnataka had approached the apex court against the order, contending that it was suffering from a shortfall of over 53% in inflows to its reservoirs this year. Following, what could be the reason for shortfall? Reservoir is not full. What is the reason? Next part talks about that. Following a weak southwest monsoon and was not in a position to release 5,000 cusecs for 15 more days. This is the backdrop information. What is the backdrop information? Karnataka state approached the Supreme Court saying what? The CWMA says Karnataka state has to release 5,000 cusecs. Based on that, the state has approached the Supreme Court saying that because of the deficit rainfall, it is not in a position to release 5,000 cusecs. Yes or no? And based on that, the Supreme Court has said, we have nothing to do with that, we don't want to interfere, we respect the CWMA's decision. So far clear. Following a weak southwest monsoon and was not in a position to release 5,000 cusecs for 15 more days. But at the same time, the editorial appreciates Karnataka state. To its credit, underlying the expression to its credit means something positive. Someone has achieved something, a particular state, then we say to its credit, Telangana state has achieved a growth of some percentage. Have you got the meaning of that? To its credit, the upper riparian state. Last time also we got this word, if you remember. What does it mean, riparian state? A state that has which is an area which is along the banks of a river. Write the word situated. Riparian state means a state situated along the banks of a river. Then we call that state a riparian state. If you remember last time we got this word and the editorial talked about two expressions used. Upper riparian state, lower riparian state. What is upper riparian state in this context? Karnataka or Tamil Nadu? Karnataka. What is the lower riparian state? Tamil Nadu. That you have to recollect. Based on that, it says, to its credit, the upper riparian state has been complying with, please underline, has been complying with. I take a pause. Please write present perfect continuous tense. Very good. Present perfect continuous tense. Because we have a few beginners, what is the use of present perfect continuous tense? It talks about an action that begins in the past, comes to the present, and may go into future. Now imagine you started learning English from competitive exams point of view in the month of July, that is past, and this is what? September. You are going to continue. Then what will you say? I have been learning English from competitive exams point of view since July, or how many months? For the last 3 or 4 months. Is that clear? Fine. It says the upper riparian state has been complying with. Comply with, an important expression. Prepositional combinations point of view. We have got many a time. Comply with means what? Write a few expressions. To stick to adhere to, better, to follow. Also write to abide by. All these you have to have at your fingertips. To abide by, to stick to, simple, to adhere to follow. What does it go with? It goes with rules and regulations. We all follow rules and regulations. We follow the law. Have you copied all these? I'm doing a bit fast. You got to be alert. Write one expression. We are known as, all of us, law-abiding citizens. What are we called? Law-abiding citizens. We all follow the law. So, law-abiding citizens. An important phrase you have to remember. Shall I go back to the editorial? To its credit, the upper riparian state has been complying with the CWMA's order amid pressure. Amid pressure means what? Amid means in the middle of, to be surrounded by. Pressure and protests. From where? from some political parties and organizations. Easy to understand. Karnataka state has gone to the Supreme Court. At the same time, it has been following the orders of the CWMA, and the editorial appreciate that particular aspect of Karnataka state. I hope you got it. Now it comes to Tamil Nadu state. What is a lower riparian state? Tamil Nadu. Earlier, Tamil Nadu had approached the court in mid-August. Had approached, again you underline, past perfect. Earlier, Tamil Nadu had approached the court in mid-August to seek. Already you have got the word seek many a time. What does it mean? To look for, to search for. Seek, part of speech, verb. Regular or irregular? Irregular. Seek, sought. To seek directions for water release from Karnataka's reservoirs so that the quantum stipulated. Underline the word quantum. Easy word, but still, quantum in this context means what? Amount. Quantum of water, amount of water. Quantum stipulated. Already we have got the word many a time. Stipulate, verb, means what? Specified. Stipulated for it for the second half of August and whole of September could be realized. So Tamil Nadu approached the court again and they wanted the directions to be implemented. To be realized, could be realized, underline could be realized, means they should be implemented. They want the implementation of whatever CWMA has said. The court had then sought a report from the CWMA based on the Tamil Nadu's request. The court had then sought a report from the CWMA. Again, you have to underline had sought. Which tense is that? Past perfect. Which has spelt out, underline has spelt out. Present perfect, but spelt out, put a star mark. I have already told you guys, tell me why is it important? Usually spell out, someone says something you don't understand and usually it goes with name of a person. Can you please spell it out? Could you spell it out? But spell out also means to tell something in detail. Write the meaning. Spell out means nothing to do with spelling. To tell in detail. Last time also I told you guys there is a common error they have given in a few exams, higher level. Some people say, could you spell it out in detail? Right or wrong? Why is it wrong? Redundancy. Spell out means to tell in detail. Then you cannot say, could you please spell it out in detail? Could you please spell it out? You have to stop there. That you should recollect. Here it talks about, the court had then sought a report from the CWMA, which has spelled out the extent of the distress this year. So CWMA, what has it talked about or what has it touched? It has touched the extent of distress. Underline the extent of. Extent of means what? The degree of, the range of, to what extent the distress this year. The 15-day period for which the current CWMA order is applicable ends on September 27. So this is 5,000 cusecs for how long? 15 days. And it ends on which date? September 27. And the authority's assisting body, CWMA, one body, it has an assisting body. What is that? The Kaveri Water Regulation Committee, CWRC, is scheduled to meet. Underline scheduled to meet. Scheduled takes a preposition to, one thing that you have to remember. But write one more expression. We also use a preposition for. Scheduled for tomorrow. The program is scheduled for tomorrow. So got to be careful. Scheduled for, the meeting is scheduled for tomorrow. That has been asked once or twice. Have you copied? Here it says the Kaveri Water Regulation Committee is scheduled to meet on September 26th to consider the situation afresh. Underline the word consider the situation in brackets. Consider afresh. What do you understand from that? Look at it again with a different perspective from the beginning. The first part of the editorial ends on a particular note. What is that? The dispute has surfaced. Underline has surfaced. See how many times we come across, which tense is that? Present perfect. The dispute has surfaced, means has come into the limelight after a few years, once again highlighting the fact that the parties need a regular formula to share the shortfall and distress in years when the monsoon fails. That is the bottom line. When there is excess water, no issue between the two states. Whenever there is a shortage, there is a problem. Because it's a recurring problem. Recurring problem means what? Comes on and off, surfaces. Editor opines, they have to find a permanent solution. Is that clear? Shall I go to the second part of the editorial? In years of abundance, means underline that also. Years of abundance means excess rainfall. In years of abundance, there is little difficulty. Again you underline, there is little difficulty. Answer immediately, is it a positive or negative? Negative. It means what? There is no difficulty. When excess water, no problem. There is no difficulty in Karnataka releasing the water in compliance with the final award of the Kaveri Water Disputes Tribunal. Excess water, there is no issue at all. As modified by the Supreme Court in 2018. This sentence talks about the whatever stand Karnataka has taken based on excess water and based on the court's verdict. It is well known that much of this release is a natural downstream flow of water during heavy rainfall from brimming reservoirs. Heavy rainfall, what happens? Tell me. Imagine this is a container. You keep adding water. At some point it touches the frame. Then after that it starts overflowing. So what is the word we use here? Please write the word brim. It can be a noun. It can be a verb. In the context it has been used as a verb. It's a regular verb. Brimming, touching the end of something. Especially container related to water. Brimming reservoirs. Reservoirs full. More rain. What will happen? Overflow. And the same water sent down to the riparian state, lower riparian state. Which one is that? Tamil Nadu. So no problem. Excess water. All that they have to do, release the water. It is only during deficit years the states involved feel that the court will pass favorable orders even if the CWMA does not. Whenever there is a distress call, distress situation, the states have a sort of hope. What is a hope? Each state expects the court to give a favorable decision. That's what it says. The sentence says it is only during deficit years that the states involved feel that the court will pass favorable orders even if the CWMA does not. Underline does not. Which tense is that? Please underline if the CWMA does not. If. That is a conditional sentence. And also underline the court will pass. Answer my question, which conditional is this? Is it open or hypothetical or past or zero? Open conditional. Please write. Very good. Open conditional. I will give one more example from your point of view. If you work hard, you will get the job. Open conditional. If you work hard, which tense is that? Present tense. You will get the job. Future tense. So open conditional, if clause present tense, main clause future tense. Same thing here also. This kind of yearly adjudication, an important word. I took a pause. Adjudication, noun. Write the verb form, adjudicate. Adjudicate means to judge. You can guess based on adjudicate, judiciary, the key letters. To judge something. Noun form, adjudication. Here it says, this kind of yearly adjudication and seasonal litigation, taking action legally, should not become the norm. Should not become, underline should not become. Should not become what? Norm. It should not become a practice, a standard, a regular thing. The CWMA should utilize the opportunity. Underline the helping verb should. Tell me what are the functions of should. We have got so many times. It has two functions. One is to advise or suggest someone, and the other one to express a possibility but chances are less. Should, here it is like the first function, should utilize the opportunity to come up with a permanent formula on how to assess deficit in a given year. Fragment of the editorial talks about the solution, obviously. Even on the manner of assessment of deficit, the two states have divergent views. When it comes to assessing the waters, they have divergent views. Divergent means similar or opposite? Opposite. It is now up to the CWMA and the CWRC in gathering data on rainfall, inflows and storage to evolve an acceptable formula to apportion the shortfall in an equitable way. So they have to, now where is the responsibility? The onus is on, I have just used one word, onus means what? A responsibility. Where is the responsibility now? With the states or with two bodies? What are the two bodies? CWMA and CWRC. And what are they supposed to do before taking the final stand? They have to gather data on rainfall, inflows and storage, and they have to think of a permanent solution. It is inevitable, underline the word inevitable. What does it mean? Unavoidable. Wonderful, very good. It is inevitable that neither state will be satisfied with the quantum of release ordered by the CWMA. Karnataka won't be happy, Tamil Nadu won't be happy, whatever the CWMA says. You got the meaning of that part. Neither state will be satisfied with the quantum of release ordered by the CWMA, but it is at this point that the main idea is being reiterated. But it is at this point that politics should yield to domain expertise. Means what? Politics should, underline the word yield is in bold. It has two different meanings. What is the first meaning? Produce. It goes with agriculture. Is that the meaning based on the context? No. So based on the context, yield has two different meanings. One meaning, to surrender. One meaning, but I would like to give the phrasal verb. Yield means what? To surrender. But what is the phrasal verb? Give in. Give in also means to surrender. Yield, surrender, give in, they all mean the same. That's all about this editorial. Domain expertise means expertise or skill related to a particular field. I hope the picture is clear. Fine. Let us go to, today you see the exercises not grammar based, not vocabulary based, purely based on comprehension skill. I have brought two sets of questions. One, comprehension skill, multiple choice, first set. Second one, questions and answers, and in the answer you see a few words are underlined. Have you seen that? To give you an idea how to start an answer, how to write the answer, when you go through that you get an idea. Then you can rephrase and write on your own. Read the first question in the first column. What was the Supreme Court's decision regarding the Kaveri water dispute mentioned in the passage? You have to tell the option number. Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? What is C here? The Supreme Court deferred the decision, respected the decision to the Kaveri Water Regulation Committee. What is the role of the Kaveri Water Regulation Committee in the Kaveri water dispute? Tell me what is the answer. Is it B or A or B or C or D? The CWRC mediates between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu in resolving the dispute. This is a function as such, but what is the second option here? Is it only CWRC or CWMA also? Editorial says two bodies, not one body. So you cannot consider B. And what is the third one? Enforces water sharing agreements between the states? No. Fourth one, provides legal guidance. Why will they provide legal guidance? So answer is what? A is the answer. According to the passage, why is a permanent formula for water sharing needed in the Kaveri water dispute? Tell me what is the answer. Answer is crystal clear. How many of you say B? B is the answer. Very good. To prevent yearly adjudication and seasonal litigation in deficit years. That's what the editorial says clearly. Question number 4. What does the passage suggest should take precedence over politics in resolving the Kaveri water dispute? Editorial starts with two concepts. One is expertise, the other one politics and domain expertise. What is the answer based on that? D. Domain expertise and data-driven decisions. Obvious. Easy to answer or difficult to answer? Before we go to the second column, look at the questions, and this you got to focus. There's a starting point to go to the next level. I'll read the first question, then have a look at the answer and the words underlined. What is the subject of the Supreme Court's recent decision mentioned in the passage? Underline the word subject. Means what is the issue? Here subject means what? What is the issue? The subject of the Supreme Court's recent decision is, see how the answer started. What is the subject of the Supreme Court's recent decision? The subject of the Supreme Court's recent decision is the release of Kaveri river water from Karnataka to Tamil Nadu as directed by the Kaveri Water Management Authority. Now you got an idea how to start. That is important. We all have one problem. What is that problem? Starting problem. Once you overcome that, things go smoothly. Question number 2. Why did Karnataka approach the Supreme Court in this matter? See how the answer starts. Karnataka approached the Supreme Court because, you can also add, Karnataka approached the Supreme Court in this matter because, without in this matter also it is acceptable. It argued that it was suffering from a significant shortfall in water inflows due to a weak monsoon and was unable to release the amount of water specified by the CWMA. You can rephrase all the time, but try to catch the idea. Question number 3. What is the role of the Kaveri Water Regulation Committee in this dispute? The CWRC assists. It started differently here. I hope you got it. First two start with based on the keywords in the question. Here a new pattern. The CWRC assists the CWMA in considering the situation related to Kaveri river water release. It is scheduled to meet, evaluate. The second sentence is not required. It does not go with the question. Question number 4. What is the key issue highlighted in the passage regarding the Kaveri water dispute? What are the key words here? The key issue highlighted. The key issue highlighted in the passage is, see how it has started, is the need for a permanent formula to determine how to share the water shortfall in years when there is a deficit in monsoon rainfall or in distress years, years of distress. Why does the passage suggest that politics should yield to domain expertise? Politics should yield means what? Politics should surrender to domain expertise. The passage suggests that politics should yield to domain expertise because decisions about water sharing should be based on a formula that considers data on rainfall, inflows and shortage rather than being subject to yearly adjudication and seasonal litigation. This is a bit difficult to answer. This approach would ensure a more equitable distribution of water resources. Have you got an idea? Is it helpful? Okay. Now let us go to, here you got a few words yesterday. Editorial vocabulary consolidation. I'll read the word, you have to tell the part of speech first, then the meaning. Denial. Noun. Meaning. One meaning or two meanings? What is the first meaning? To refuse. And what is the second one? To say no. But what is the verb form? Deny. Deny is the verb form. Denial, noun form. Spectacular. Eye-catching, visually appealing. And what are the combinations? Spectacular fireworks. Spectacular opening ceremony. Based on the editorial. Which part of speech is it? When I say spectacular ceremony, adjective. Solidarity. Tell the part of speech first. Noun. What does it mean? Unity. Solidarity between unions or states or countries. In this context, countries of the Asian continent. What is the third word? Showcase, part of speech. Only noun or noun as well as verb? Noun as well as verb. As a noun, where do you come across? A showcase. In which room do you come across? In hall or living room or drawing room? Don't use the word hall, in the living room or drawing room. But here used as a noun or as a verb? As a verb. As a verb, what does it mean? To display, to exhibit, to display or to exhibit. Accreditation, part of speech, first part of speech. Noun, what does it mean? Official recognition. Wonderful, very good. And bar, part of speech first. Typically, what is the word bar? Noun or verb? It's a noun, but in the context of the editorial, a verb. As a verb, what does it mean? To prohibit, bar. The athletes have been barred, means prohibited from participating. Important word, put a star mark. Here, all these words are rather easy to remember, but the word vindictive, not easy to remember. So you have to put a star mark. So vindictive, part of speech first. Adjective, what does it mean? Revengeful or avengeful. Very good. Call out, put a star mark. See, whenever you come across a new word which is difficult to remember, or a word which has a meaning that does not go with what you have here, then you got to be a little careful. Call out, usually we think of calling someone loudly, yes or no. But what is the meaning based on the editorial context? Does anyone remember? See, that is a problem. Please write better you write. Officially object and unacceptable behavior. Officially object and unacceptable behavior. In this context, unacceptable behavior what? Prohibiting the 3 athletes from Arunachal Pradesh. Call out. Persist. Part of speech. Verb. Persist, persisted, persisted. What does it mean? Exist for a long time. Last for a long time. Stance. Noun. What does it mean? Stand. Opinion. What is a stand or what is a stance you have taken? Means what is your opinion on that particular issue. Endure. Verb. A regular verb. What does it mean? Exist for a long time. Last for a long time. Face something for a long time. Very good. I appreciate your response. I see. Very good response today. Keep it up. Have a nice day. Thank you very much. Always give the feedback. If you cannot give in the class, after the session you can approach me. You can say, sir, this is good, this is not good, this is easy, this is difficult. Try to raise your standards. Do this, do that. I will definitely consider.